Welcome to the after show. This is the part of the show that doesn't exist. What happens in the after show stays in the after show. If you've mentioned to your friends about the after show, which happens from time to time, no worries. Just tell them not to let out our little secret area of the show. Enjoy!
Okay, welcome to another episode of the Members Roundtable. I'm Kenny Troiano, founder of the Breeders' Academy, and I'm here with Frank. I'm not sure if Nancy's joining me or not. She's down there smiling
she's
and laughing.
Back in the back. Come on out, say hi, Nancy.
She's hiding out.
Yeah, that's it.
Fine.
I'm like, is she coming or not? She's sitting there laughing her butt off.
I was preparing to sit back and play on my phone a little bit, keep an eye on the chat, drink my coffee that I just warmed up. But no, you want me to keep working. Okay, fine.
I didn't know it, but you were in there laughing your butt off. So I was like, what are you doing? Hiding in there?
I was.
We'll get started in just a second. Just so you guys know, I had to reset Frank's membership account. You can go into Frank's profile and click become a friend, and that way you have the connection. And for anybody who had a coaching call, because I remember there was one person says, hey, I can't get on Frank.
I didn't even know it had happened. Kenny hadn't got in touch with me yet, and I had a couple of them got through Facebook. They was like, are you still in the Breeders' Academy? And I was like, I think so. They was like, I can't find you. And so I went up and checked my emails, and Kenny had sent me an email over with the new login and the account and everything. So he got a hold of me and told me by then. But
I told you,
got a hold of me.
Yeah, I got a hold of you the second it happened, because I had an oh shit moment. Like, oh crap, can't believe I did that.
Technology.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Thank God it wasn't a bigger deal than that. But I was like, oh, I don't believe this.
My card went bad. Run out of money on it. I got deleted.
Well,
Missed my payment.
You know what's
Can
funny?
you repo me?
It's amazing that Frank and I are friends, and it's amazing that Frank is part of the show now, because we could have easily lost him, and I'll tell you why. He was a member early on, and I think he might have been a member for a year or so.
2 years.
And for some reason, and this happens now and then, just if it does, get a hold of me, you guys, and we'll get you re-signed up, make sure you get what you were paying before. Don't know why, but it's happened a few times. And it kicked Frank off. It's like it canceled his membership. And he could have easily said, I guess I'm done, and maybe I'll do it later and never get around to it. But he re-signed up. And then shortly after that, he did a coaching call with me. And it was that coaching call that got us to know each other. And then we talked on and off on the phone after that. And I realized that because I was looking for a co-host, and Frank and I, anytime we talked on the phone, we got along really good. And I had a lot of people in consideration. But then I played the episode him and I did for his coaching call. And I realized, you know what? I think he's the person. So I went and talked to Nancy about it. She says, go for it. Called Frankie. Said yes right off the bat, which was cool. We've been doing it ever since. What was that, 3 years ago now?
Almost 5.
No way. Really?
Yeah, it's been 4 years past.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 years. It went by fast. The reason I know that, because I made a post about the first show that we done. And that comes up every year. Last one I got was 4 years. So we're going on our 5th year.
Wow.
Been a while.
That's so cool.
Don't feel that long.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't feel that.
No.
Doesn't feel that long. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's awesome.
Sure doesn't.
Here's to another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decades.
There you go. Bottoms up.
Drink to that.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, though. It really hasn't.
No, we're having a good time.
I told Kenny when we done 2 years, I thought, well, that's a long time. And then the third year come up, and I told Kenny, I said, I didn't think we'd make it to the third year. And Kenny said, why? And I said, I thought we'd do about 15, 20 episodes, and we wouldn't know it wouldn't work out, and we'd go on about our business. And now look at it. So we're on 133. Was it 133?
Yeah, not counting all the Masters Class videos and the members roundtables we've done. That's not even counting those. All these roundtables we're doing doesn't even count that.
Probably, what, 200?
Yeah, it could be. Plus, we've done a number of podcasts, too.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I agree. The first few were so rough. I was like,
God. I hope you wouldn't bring that up. Oh, they was awful.
But they were pretty
awful.
Bad, Nancy. I'll tell you.
They were bad,
I thought
Nancy.
Frank actually did pretty good. And
I wouldn't even listen to them. I would not listen to them.
I thought I would have done better, considering we did a whole bunch of podcasts before that. But something about being on video.
I think what it was, it took me and Kenny a little while. We knew each other, but doing a show together, even if you know somebody pretty good, it's hard to do. But I knew what I was going to say, but Kenny the way we think and everything about breeding, he said it for me. I didn't even have to say it. That was the last thing he said, talking about disease on your place. And that's the next thing I was going to say. Either I beat Kenny to it or Kenny beats it to it. So that's the reason I write down a couple, 2 or 3 things on the subject we're talking about, just in case Kenny covers it. So it's very easily done. Very easily.
No, I agree. You and I knew each other pretty good. We had talked quite a few times before that. But there is a trust factor there. I tell Nancy all the time, I think Frank took a course on improvisation. And I'll tell you why. He's so good at it. And I don't remember if he was like this in the beginning, but he's really good at it now. Improvisational speaking is when you say something and you pass over the person and the guy goes, yes, and boom. And Frank does that. When I send it over to him, he'll go, yes, and elaborate on it, or he'll go, yes, I agree with that, and then I got something else to say. And it's never no or just sit there and not say nothing. I know when I throw him something, he's going to do something with it, or he's going to take it to a better place. That's a trust factor that I enjoy, that I really like.
Yeah, that's how I am with you. That's
and then Nancy has her red light that she's flashing at me right now when she wants to get in. So,
hey, can you guys see it on his face? Look at that.
I see it in his glasses.
Yeah.
No, what I have to say that totally goes along with what those two guys are just saying. Frank messaged me yesterday, he was talking about something, and then his last statement was, so how's Kenny's health been doing? This is how in sync they are. Okay, so this morning, Kenny tells me, give your input on this outline that I just did for today's show. And I put in some input, and then I had a question on something. And he says, no, it's got to be this way. I can't do it that way. It's got to be this way. And I'm like, but what about this? And the person's going to be thinking this or that. No, I can't do it today. It's got to be this way. And I'm like, okay, what if this and this? I just kept going. I'm a pusher. I'm sorry. And
oh my God, she finally admits it.
So I messaged Frank back and I said, Kenny's health is fine unless I decide to debate with him. And then I put him into a panic attack.
Not a panic attack, more of a frustration, you know?
But other than that, he's doing just fine. I just need to keep my mouth shut.
Okay, you know how I am, Frank. I'm black and white. This is how it should be done. There's no gray area. You either do it this way or you're going to fail. That's like my attitude, okay? And Nancy took on that attitude. But this particular subject was, when you go to buy birds, can you ask the breeder how many birds you sell to how many people, and do you let people on your yard? I'm like, no, you can't do that, because everybody lets people on their yard. And if you put such a strict criteria down and you make it impossible for them to buy birds from anybody, then they're not even going to listen to us anymore. So I said, all you can ask is, ask the breeder what kind of biosecurity measures you take to protect your birds. And then let the buyer decide whether he wants to go in the yard or not. But she was like, well, you say this and you say that. And I go, I know, but we got to give them options. We got to give them a way to decide whether they want to go in the yard. Because if we do that and they can't go into people's yards to buy birds ever, then they're not going to listen to us anymore. So we went back and forth for a while on that, to the point when I said, I got a headache. I think I may have to cancel the show.
No, I would never let him cancel.
I was losing it, man. I'm telling you, because she wouldn't stop. She kept pushing. I go, no, we can't do that.
And then at the end of the conversation, I'm like, I debate you because I want to learn. And I don't know a lot of what the members think about when they're buying or selling. I don't know a lot of that. You, Kenny, and Frank do know what the guys are thinking or the gals are thinking in this aspect. So I'm in the learning process for some of this stuff. And he doesn't have a lot of patience for me.
I tell him, when it sounds like no, leave it alone. Stop there.
But I don't get it yet.
And I got Tanya in the living room yelling, and she's supporting me. Mom, you're pushing. And she's, I'm not pushing. I go, yeah, you are. And then she says it right here, she's pushing. I win.
I am pushing. I'm sorry. I did apologize.
We do the same thing. And something will just pop out of the blue, and she'll ask me something, and I'll explain it to her. And I'm pretty much like Kenny. That's the way it needs to be. And she's, why can't you do it this way? Well, I'm like, that won't work. I don't have the time to explain why it doesn't work. And she just keeps on, and she won't let it go. And to the point to where I just start ignoring her. I'm just talking about something else. You know,
do not do that.
That makes it even worse.
Yes,
that makes it even worse. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Well, I was
Don't
tempted
do
to
that.
just go in the garage and sit back for a while.
Yeah, and she comes in there. I can't get away from her when she's in those moods. And it's usually we're in the vehicle driving.
Oh, geez.
So it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
thing
I
is,
feel where you're coming from, Kenny.
yeah, but here's the thing. Kenny thinks I'm still pushing on the subject matter when I'm trying to give him just a different scenario. I'm like, okay, I got it. It's a no. I get that. But
No, you didn't say that, though.
What
because she
about-
never
yeah,
gives me
because
the
I
impression
didn't
it's
say,
not done.
okay, I
In
get
my
it,
mind
you're
saying
worried-
that she's going to say this on the show, and I'm like, no. But she didn't tell me she was done. She just wants to learn more. She didn't say any of that. In the meantime, I still think we're on
But
the
she was
same
thinking
program.
it.
Yeah. What
That's
she
Amanda.
thinks
She
and what
thinks
comes
it.
out of her mouth are two different things. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
but you
fakes
know
it.
what? But you know what? It's his fault, guys. I'm telling you, it's his fault. Because when I used to be more detailed in my conversation, my thought process, he's like, just get to it already. Do it. So now I'm very vague and I say very little. And that gets his brain going. And he's thinking all these scenarios and all these things which aren't coming true. And he's reacting to all these different scenarios.
Now
And
I want
it's
the
not
detail
what
back. I
I'm
need you to be
thinking.
more clear. So I tell her, I want the detail now.
Now he
Well,
wants
that's
to
what gets me. It takes her forever. If the story's 5 minutes, she once gets out, she turns it into a 45-minute conversation.
Well, I cured
And
Nancy of that. Now it went the other way around. So
Yeah. During that time, say we're talking about chickens. And she's okay, I understand that, but how about that? Hey, did you see that? Did you see that car? I'm like, just get on with it. Talk at sure. I seen a beautiful flower yesterday. I'm like,
Oh my
stay
God,
on
that's
point and
Nancy.
tell the rest of the story. Gosh. So I know
oh
where you're
my
coming
God.
from, Kenny.
That's Nancy. I'm telling you, man. Oh my God.
And there's smoke
However,
coming out of my ear.
However, the other day we were in
my
deep
God.
meaty conversation about the business because we were driving up to Disneyland. Right in the middle of the conversation, he goes, "Oh yeah, I like that car right there. Yeah, that's what we want to get." And I'm like, "See?" He goes, "If I didn't say anything right now, I would have forgotten, and the car would have been gone, and you wouldn't have been able to know what I was talking about." I'm like, "See?" and you all, I bet, are laughing in your houses, going, "Oh my God, married life."
She gets
Yeah,
like
okay,
that.
so
I
let's
just
talk
want to turn
chickens.
around and go home. I'm done.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate when he does that. Oh,
Well, I tell you what,
I've
if you
had
ever get
enough.
them two together and they're telling each other a story, you're going somewhere else
oh,
and just leaving them at it.
really? Really? Like you two at the Wild Animal Park, you two were like two peas in the pod, and you didn't stop yapping and yapping the whole time you were there.
And the problem
That's
is,
what we were supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
Kenny. We thought
Yeah.
you all was doing the same thing.
Yeah, we were.
okay. Should we get going? I'm sure they don't
Yeah,
give
we
a
need to
crap
get going
about all this.
because
Yeah,
it
we're
is
doing it with the members.
9, 10, it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Well,
gonna
thank
shut
God
up
for
now.
Yeah.
reruns.